All right, what's up, everybody? Today's guest is a pizza master. He lives in Xindian. He's got 2 stores. He just opened a 3rd store out by the beach. We've got Jay Tyler live right after this.
Right?
Yeah, and I'm just like, oh, what a day. All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. Thanks for coming out, brother.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I'm still waiting for the beers, but my gosh, you got water
okay.
at least.
Those are hit hard when we get them anyway.
Yeah, man. How's it going, bro?
Very good, very good.
Good, yeah. Things have been pretty good, yeah, pretty hectic for you guys.
Yeah, I think approaching summer for all of us in this business, it usually starts ramping up.
Yeah, summer's good for you guys in Xindian, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Anytime weather's good, just my personal life as well starts getting really busy too. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
cool.
Good.
How about you guys out here? You guys have seasonal changes?
You know what? In the summer here in Tianmu, it's actually usually really slow because this area, all the people that live in this area, they travel back to the States, back to Europe, back to wherever, right? So everybody in this area travels, but of course last year, no travel, right?
Yep.
So we actually had a really good summer last year.
Nice.
And I think that the travel is still not happening this summer either. I'm not sure.
That's kind of the thinking with
some
of my friends and I opened that new shop up at way away from Xindian at the beach. We were thinking maybe that would be a good opportunity now when people are staying in the country to.
I think so. So you have your place in Xindian, your 2 places in Xindian, right? Yep. And you opened the 3rd place about as far from Xindian in Taipei as you can possibly do it, right? That's okay, yeah.
Milk still?
On the 2nd round, it's fine for now. Yeah.
Thank you.
2 beers, right? Yeah, that's fine. That's okay. That's fine. Just give it to him first.
Yeah, that's there's further places.
Yeah, no, for
sure.
But
that's definitely about as far as I think my wife would allow me to travel. At this point.
Okay.
It's well over an hour each time.
That's not bad though, right?
It's not bad. Well, it is when my original work is 2 minutes away from my house.
Yeah, that's in Taiwan we get spoiled a little bit, right? Like for me, when we had our danshui restaurant, we like lived upstairs, and then our other we're in Tianmu, so we live in we can walk here in like 10 minutes.
Oh.
So I mean, we definitely want to do some expansion, but things are pretty good right now.
No,
so
your place
I'm kind of a bit lazy right now.
We had no choice. We're doing some things that we have to. I mean, I have other partners involved with. Some of the other things we're doing, Brian and our beer company,
what's up,
we
brother?
just have to find ways to get that beer out in the world,
Okay.
So there's kind of can't just cut it off and say we have one shop and then that's it. At this point now, I'm on the hook to try to help out my partners that are.
How is the beer? What's the thought process of we're doing pizzas, now we're going to add the beer? Where did that sort of situation come from?
Well, I think you've seen the rise. So I started my shop a little over 7 years ago when I first got to Taiwan after my son was born.
Beautiful.
And it was pretty slim pickings for any craft
7
beer.
years ago, definitely.
You probably had this conversation 100 times.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
But we were happy to get anything in bottles.
Yep.
Anything that was available.
I think the first was like Anchor Steam bottles way back in the day.
Yeah, so just anything. I mean, anybody that's been paying attention to this stuff knew what was out there then. And this kind of not as readily available now, fine. But there's a lot of stuff being brewed here now. So it's a very fun business.
It's okay, just put it up here, bro. It's all good. Thank you. Speaking of Tilted Shack, my favorite Tilted Shack brew is Porter right here. So
all right.
Enjoy. Yeah. I don't know if you've tried it before.
Yeah. A little bit too many times.
Only daily.
Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers, bro. Right on, brother.
Oh, that tastes really good.
It's good, right? Yeah, come on. It's good.
Good job, Brian.
Draft beer, man. Draft beer is where it's at. We have a lot of people that they come out and they're doing new brewery things and they're like, we're just going to do bottles. We're just going to do bottles. We're just going to do bottles. And I'm like, I'll buy a case of your bottles, but that case is going to take a while. It's going to take a while for me to turn. But if you do kegs, I throw it on maybe 2 weeks, maybe, depending on the beer. What's up?
No, I'm just thinking about this beer is a lot better now than when I got my last sip of it last time.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's only improved.
You're missing it, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I am missing it.
I think
we
this beer...
We sold out of this a little ways back, and it takes a while to produce this one. Yeah, and then we're trying to decide... this is the one that's being added to the lineup.
What is the
core
lineup? What do you guys have for the lineup right now?
We have a lot of beers that are rotating in and out, but we've decided that this one will be part of the core lineup.
Beautiful.
That means that hopefully going forward, once we start promising that to people, it'll always be available.
Okay,
hopefully.
Beautiful. Okay. That sounds good.
The Juicy, you've had plenty of experience with that one, the Juicy Tango.
Sorry, that's just that means someone's at the door. Yeah. Yeah, no, the Juicy's awesome. That's one of our best sellers, actually. To be honest, I like this more because I like a dark beer more, but the Juicy is awesome, and the Juicy flies.
It is, and actually...
I mean, you guys flew through it, right?
Every batch we've made, so we've never had any problem selling that one.
It's fantastic.
Of course, it's also... it's a higher ABV, so it's also a little bit more expensive to make. So each time we make that, we're trying to make bigger and bigger batches. And now we're kind of we're brewing it with... somebody that has allowed us to get to pretty good batch sizes, so hopefully we can keep that supplied.
That sounds good, man.
Cheers, man.
Cheers, bro. The wings should be here. There they come. All right. No, they don't. That's not ours.
That's all right.
Sorry, dude.
The way you described the wings that might be coming today, I was a little scared.
Well, I mean, I'm a big fan of two big sort of podcast things. Obviously, Joe Rogan, right? Yeah. Everyone loves Joe Rogan. And then the hot ones, right? They got some pretty good hot sauces. I have a customer who's a good friend of mine who's actually also a fan of theirs, but he's like the super fan that orders it. He's like, I'm gonna order it, and he like got me like a whole bunch of bottles. I was like, oh, cool.
Awesome.
And we make all of our own sauces and stuff here as well. But I was pretty sure you liked spicy, right? So I said, okay, well let's crack them. We'll crack them tonight. On round 2, we'll crack those 3. Yeah. See how it goes. Yeah.
I was wanting to take some of your spices, your sauces home today too. I'll order some of those before I go.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
I got a bunch of friends that are making that kind of stuff. It seems like that's the new game in town. Is to make some hot
so.
Sauces.
I mean, who's out there? There's Empress, right? Empress.
Yep.
Is that who you're talking about?
No,
Empress?
no. I've just had some
Brian,
conversations with him, but Brian is right down the street from me.
Oh, is he? Oh, I didn't know that.
That's
right. He lives far out there in Xindian. Yeah,
he's another Xindian guy. We got a lot of stuff coming out of Xindian.
Yeah, Xindian's a good spot, man. I mean, the last time we went to go eat at your place, that was the first time I've been out there in like at least a decade plus, man. And it's nice, man. It's pretty nice. I'm gonna pull up a little patio picture there.
Oh, okay, yeah, you were out there.
Why don't you tell me a little bit about that? What's going on there?
Well, this shop, there's quite a story behind this one. So
Beautiful.
I live next door to this shop.
Okay,
and then my original old shop was about 800 meters up the road from here.
Okay.
And
which is really close. Yeah. Okay.
But I walked by this and I didn't even notice it many times. It was never used before. It was
just like
it was a vacant spot, and then they built
a
kind of a beam structure or something, or whatever you call it.
Beauty.
And one of my customers
beautiful.
asked me, hey, why don't you go and see if you can rent that spot? I was like, what spot? I had no idea what he was talking about. So I actually had to look for it. It was just dark. There was no lights, no electric.
Okay.
And I realized, that would be an amazing spot.
That'd
and
be
you can see from the picture. Yeah, it's just a really cool spot.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah.
And I couldn't find the landlord. I didn't know how to even find who it was. So I wrote a letter. And I shoved it under the door. My wife and I wrote a letter and shoved it under the door.
I love that persistency.
Yeah, so we just said, please, we're a young couple, youngish. I'm much older. But
no, beauty. I like it. I like it.
A youngish couple. And I said, can you give us an opportunity to turn this into a business? Can we rent it from you? He got a hold of us. And he said...
How long did it take him to get a hold of it? Now I'm super curious.
He got a hold of us pretty quick.
Pretty quick? Okay.
The process to get it rented took a little while because he said actually 7-Eleven and some other franchisers were lining up to... Yeah, they wanted it.
It's a beautiful location, man.
And it is.
It'd be a waste if it was a 7-Eleven, to be honest.
Yeah, so that's what we appreciate, that he actually was okay with renting it to a foreigner, basically.
Okay, yeah.
And running a little shop out of it and not taking the for sure money of a franchise or whatever, and he even gave us a good deal on the rent. So it worked out totally fine. But he actually knew who we were, too, because...
He'd been to your other shop, probably.
He heard of us, but he also knows that I live nearby and that I exercise pretty religiously down in the water there and all that stuff. So he knew that I would work hard.
Okay, beautiful.
So he wasn't worried about the rent being paid or all that stuff. So he gave us a chance. So I was really,
that's amazing.
Really appreciative.
And how long ago was that, man?
That was... about a year and a half ago.
Okay, so the shop's about a year and a half now?
Yeah, and we opened it up in about 40 days after we got the place. From just a structure to finish.
So you were saying that you did the work yourself?
My friends, my wife.
You and your friend. Really?
Yeah, we did it all ourselves, and just my electrician friend helped us.
How did you learn, woodwork, metalwork, or whatever, all the stuff you need to do.
Well, if you look closely in the shops, you'll see that it's not very well done, but
okay.
the appearance is there.
I love it. It looks great to me.
No, it's clean.
My gosh.
And, usually they're pretty cheery feeling inside the places.
Yeah, no, it's great. The wood feels warm, right?
It's rudimentary work, but it was fun to do, and it's fun to try. You just buy some tools and just do it. Taiwan,
Dude.
I mean, there's no building codes here, really.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. No, for me, man, like, I mean, my wife always assumes that, you know, a man or a foreigner, you know, can be handy, because a lot of my friends are handy, but I'm the worst handyman ever. Anytime I try to do anything, it breaks or I end up putting holes in it. And so from then on, we just call people, and it's cool. And I always wished that I did have that skill, because simple little jobs, I'm still calling somebody, and then the guy looks at me, he's like, "Fuck, you can't fucking do this?" So I'm like, "No, I probably could, but I'm gonna break it, so I'm gonna pay you to do it. So thank you." You know, yeah, it's pretty bad, dude.
No, I've got some real handy friends, and I've learned a lot in Taiwan. Taiwan has been great about that. You basically, if you want to try to do something here, if you want to
right here,
go for it.
Thank you. Yeah,
nobody's gonna stop you.
I love that. I want to actually keep on that thank you, on that theme. Yeah, I believe that Taiwan. I love the story. You just slipped the note under the door. For me too. I think people always ask me. Last week, the guest was asking me as well, and I said, you know what? You just do it.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many people, especially nowadays, that just talk. Everyone talks so much. I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do it. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to do this. I want to open. Oh, I can make a better taco than Eddy. Okay, well, we'll do it. You know what I mean? Like, go ahead and do it. But so few people do it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And it's crazy. And I love seeing someone that did it successfully and expanding 3 stores, right? Out by the beach. I'm going to be frequenting that one pretty quick. I love it.
We'd love to see some familiar faces in that place. I don't know what the lineup of our customers is going to be like. That's a very odd location.
So the beaches are tough because it should be slammed in the summer. And then winter out there is kind of cold, but we'll see how it goes, right?
Yeah, I'm not actually worried about the numbers and the customers. I just would still like to have the feel of some regulars.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I don't want it to all be just people that are just making a snap decision and just because it's a busy day. I would still like the feel of the place to be
regulars.
I agree. Welcoming to people and have them.
I love it.
Feel like it's their place too, you know?
Yeah, I love that. I think we
have that place
success,
for about half a decade, so we got to have a real...
Oh, really? Okay, that sounds good. That's a pretty good deal.
Hopefully the landlord extends the lease, you know, we'll see.
I would imagine, I mean, I've known of quite a few people that have opened out there, and it's pretty tough, so I would think the landlord would be no problem.
Really?
Yeah.
You know people?
Well, they're not there anymore, but they've tried it. But like that one Dazzler's place has been there for a while. I think they're doing well. So
yeah, he's doing good.
Doing well. It's good.
His place is nice. It's got a really good feel. Big ice and open. He's
beach bars are always comfy, man.
Yeah.
Let's grab the first wing because they were kind of late bringing those out.
Oh, okay.
So the first one's just the basic buffalo, man. So you can go drum or you can go wing, whatever you need. You know the drill, I hope.
I do.
Just grab the drum or the wing, whatever you want. First is just the basic, man. Basic, bro.
I figured it'd be easier to eat the drums.
Yeah, go for it, bro. Yes. Enjoy. You guys have some pretty good wings at your place, too, man. We went, when did we go? It's been a while now, but it was a good time. I mean, I actually was going to say that we're probably going to move the podcast to Tuesday at the end of the month because Wednesdays are just, first of all, they're really super busy and crazy now, but my daughter has a half day, right? And I'd love to squeeze one more family day in there where we could go out to like a Xindian on a Wednesday. It'd be fantastic, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, like Tuesday, she gets off school at 4. She's got like 2 hours of homework, which is a bit of a bummer. But it'd be nice for hump day to sneak out, man. Yeah. How are the weekdays out in Xindian, man?
Each shop has a different feel.
Okay.
So, like that shop that you showed the patio of that looks over the historic bridge.
That's a beauty. I love that.
That place is completely weather dependent. Any nice weather day can be busy.
Okay.
A Monday could be like the Saturday feel of a normal restaurant.
Really? Okay.
Or a Saturday could be just completely dead if it's raining. I mean, it almost doesn't matter.
Okay. That's
then
kind of like when
shop,
we were in Danshui. Yeah, similar to that, yeah.
Yeah, and that makes it tough in a way, but I mean, the numbers always work out each month.
For sure, yeah.
But it's you have to be pretty good at judging how to staff, and then the staff has to be good as well, and then we have a very good staff.
Yeah, you do, actually. I wanted to
I'm
say
very
that
proud
for
of them.
Yeah.
They've done a tremendous job. I don't say thank you enough. They probably hear me bitch at them more than I should.
That's part of it,
but,
man, for sure. I agree. I know how it works, man.
I'm recognizing that I need to tone that down quite a bit because I'm not around as much as I used to be.
Okay, sure.
Kind of just like making the rounds. It feels like more and more. So I don't want to be hopping in and then nagging. So I
know the feeling, bro. I know the feeling.
Brian and I have had some of these discussions lately too on how we're gonna, because now we're working with other people now. It comes to a situation where you have to think about other people's feelings a lot more than you did before.
Yes, so, that's something new, right? That's something different, and it's definitely different. It's tough. It's tough for sure.
Yeah, but back to our regular old brick and mortar one. That's just going to be a shop we keep open probably for a decade or so. The other Qizang shop, which is our older style, which is the hand tossed pizzas in a brick oven.
Mm-hmm.
That place is nice and steady. It has nothing to do with the weather. We can have a cold weather day or a rainy day. The weather could turn. It's
older.
Stable.
That's the original, right?
Yeah, and we have a solid customer base, and the crew that's working out of that shop knows what they're doing, and they keep it really easy for me to not have it on my mind all the time.
Well, that's nice. We got up to 2 restaurants a couple times, and we ended up closing, and just focusing on one for a while, because this one is a little bit bigger than we thought it should be, and bigger than we wanted it. But now it's great. Now with just one, it's really busy. It's good. But we actually want to do some expanding as well. But I also feel sometimes I get too, I don't want to say lazy, but I feel like the income's pretty good. Everything's pretty good. I can do things like the podcast. We can actually do stuff again, because we did to get it to this point. It took us like 14 years to go from the stand all the way up to here, through restaurants, investors, buying out investors, and that's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's just this year I'll probably take a little chill pill and fix all the little issues. I do want to systemize everything and expand again. Yeah.
You're still a young guy, and then to have such a nice, well-run restaurant. I mean, every time we come in here, there's always people. Everyone seems happy. Your menu is amazing.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, really. I mean, you've gone to my place. It's literally a sheet of paper. We have a sheet of paper in our place.
No, but it's a different thing, man. I mean, I've been doing it for 14 years, and I started in a market, right? I mean, I think it's the same road, right? But you almost jumping ahead, man. You got like 3 places already, so don't sell yourself short, bro.
It's not as good as you think it is.
Don't sell yourself short.
I don't know if the
bro.
stress is worth it in the end. We'll see.
That's a tough
we're not
one.
stopping. I mean, we're still gonna keep going.
Keep going. Yeah. So what's the plan? The ideal plan. Everything goes well.
If I converse with Brian and we sit down and talk about stuff,
we'll get him over here.
Then the next day, sometimes things change. Things are so malleable here, and so many different opportunities get presented. I mean, just from last year to this year, the things we talked about and the things we've done have changed drastically.
Yeah.
And it's pretty nuts. It seems like if you're willing to work hard and you have decent ideas and you're actually following through on them, then lots of other doors start opening up.
I mean, I agree 100%. I guess like 14 years for us, we've been having just about every month, every 2 months, every 3 months, there's always somebody who's like, let's put one in Xindian, or let's put one in, and people coming in, they want to invest and stuff, and
it doesn't even have to be other shops. I mean, there's all these cool things. You got your hot sauces, and then you got I'm sure you meet tons of people that make things. I'm sure you're meeting tons of people that make things all the time, and they're offering their products. It's just nice to meet that kind of group of people that are, even if it's on a very small scale, somebody that's producing something or trying something. I like to be able to have we have the path to meet a lot more people like that.
I agree. I mean, we have a lot of we from students to like celebrities to like just it's a big mix of people when you have a restaurant, right? Yeah. Because everyone's got to eat. Doesn't matter if they're like a student, celebrity, whatever, right? They got to eat. So I think that's actually the idea behind the podcast. Because again, big fan of Joe Rogan, and sometimes I get to meet people, and I think their story's amazing, and it should be shared. So that's what we're trying to do. I think
Brian's getting up to make his appearance.
Is he making a move? Come on over, bro. Come on over. Yeah.
So.
All right.
You can have a sip of the porter.
Have a sip of that porter, bro. Yeah.
I got a bunch of chicken stuck in my tooth.
So what was the original reason that you came to Taiwan? You said 7 years was pizza, right? But before that, yeah?
I'm mixed.
Okay.
You're mixed as well, right?
I'm not actually. Everyone thinks I am, but my parents are both Mexican.
Okay.
Which is crazy, right?
So I'm mixed. I'm half half Asian and then half American, or
like half Taiwanese.
Yeah,
or?
well, it's actually Hong Kong, but
okay,
it gives me the
it gives you the pass.
The pass.
All right, hey, you get it. All right.
I get. So I had traveled here in my earlier years, just as like a vacation or passing through or whatever. Hong Kong here, whatever.
Yep.
And I liked it.
Yeah.
So when I was in college, I figured out a way to do a internship here for my one summer.
Okay.
And get credit for. And then also I took a 2-month Chinese class at Tilted. Or not, what is that called? T-E-T, what is it called?
Which one's that?
It's in Gongguan.
TLI? TLI? Yeah.
Back then, I think Tilted was the website for how to...
Tilted was that website
that
used
how
to be
got
like
my apartment.
huge, right?
Yeah.
Is it still around? I think it's still around.
I have no idea. I just
heard
in
it's
my
still
head
around.
because I was thinking of that time period of my life.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
So I went to that school, and it was really intense, and they taught me how to read pinyin.
Oh my gosh!
Like
pinyin.
ABC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pinyin. Okay.
But it was supposed to be every day for 2 months, and I did the 1 month, and then I realized I'm in college, and I'm in a foreign country, and I was going to school every day, so I just sucked off for the last month, and I just went, had a good time.
Of course.
But it gave me a basis for learning. So I graduated college, came back here for some visits, and then one of my visits, I was staying with a friend of mine. He's actually from New York. I'm from New York, but.
From where, sorry? New York?
I'm from New York, yeah.
Okay.
And I was staying with a friend that's also from New York. And
Beauty.
In that time period, I met my now wife.
Okay.
And she's
in New York?
No, here.
Here, okay.
I was staying here, and just for a summer.
Okay.
And now I'm hearing more and more, but in typical Taiwanese fashion, the relationship became very serious very quick. I took it serious very quick. And,
for sure.
So I
I
changed my life, and I said, I'll find a job here, and we'll see how far this relationship can go,
Beautiful,
and,
I love that.
We're married now. We have an 8-year-old boy.
Yeah, check this out.
That's why I'm here.
Bam.
Yeah, there he is.
Oh, right. How did it change for you when you had the baby, the boy? Your boy's what? How'd you say? How old
He's
is he?
8 now.
He's 8, okay.
He's 8,
well, how did it change? Did you have him before the restaurant? Or it was about the same time?
No, we had him.
Right?
So he's 8. He's over 8 now.
Okay.
We were living in America.
Oh, okay. He was born in America.
He was born in America. We were living there for a while. And
okay. It's a good-looking boy, man.
Yeah, he's a very handsome boy.
Yeah. Me a lady
I'm proud
killer.
of him. I just took him to get a haircut yesterday.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, to get his Shuaiga haircut. From the IE that likes to give him a nice massage.
Shuaiga, that's the best.
Shampoo. Yeah, lots of stuff changed. I mean, everything changed, actually.
Yeah?
I don't know how to even list that all out. It just everything changed. Immediately realized that I couldn't be... I mean, there's no blasé attitude towards life anymore when
it grows you up quick, right?
Yeah, I mean, from day one, bringing him home from the hospital, I mean, I feel like I was the one that was never getting any sleep. My wife still was able to sleep through the night, no problem.
Ooh.
Yeah, she's like, what are you worried about? I was like, I'm worried
man.
he's not going to,
love it. They can, my wife, and I think a lot of Taiwanese, they have a really special talent where they're able to fall asleep like anywhere. When I brought my wife home to meet my family, we went out to this party, and everyone's sitting there. It's Mexicans, they're loud, and everyone's just sitting and drinking and eating, sitting on the couch, whatever. My wife sits on the couch and she just goes like thump, and she just goes out cold, and they're Mexicans that live in Canada. They've never seen that before. They're like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "Well, she's taking a nap." And they're just like, what?
No, my mom's famous.
Does she need iron or what's going on? I'm like, what?
Maybe she does, but yes,
who knows?
The Taiwanese are right on point with not wasting their time. If they can take a nap, they'll take a nap. If they can sleep longer, they'll sleep longer for sure.
It's pretty crazy, right?
Yeah.
But I've learned a few of those skills out here. I mean, like sometimes it's super busy, and then I'll go home to grab something from a freezer or whatever, and then I'll just like go to the couch like 20 minutes. And then I'm up, and then I'm like, it's like a brand new day. I feel fantastic, man. It's
awesome.
Good. It's crazy, yeah. If I were to go to the actual room, then I think I'd go out for like an hour or two, and then it'd be groggy and it'd be a mess. Couch is good for that, yeah.
My son is the same as me, though. He's a no napping kind of kid.
Oh, really?
No naps. He doesn't want to nap. He thinks it's a waste of time.
All right.
I'm happy with that.
That's cool. Okay.
Yeah, he thinks it's a waste of time. He wants to do stuff, even if it's being lazy, but he wants to be awake.
Okay.
He wants to be awake.
Is his mindset more like Western style, like you, or...
Yeah, he's not.
Think,
so that's a difference. So obviously we could say it like that. There's Taiwanese mindset.
Of course, they both have both. Right?
I think I was more attracted to my wife and everything because she didn't seem to fit the mold of the Taiwanese mindset as well. So my son is obviously more, I would say, Western style. That's the way he's approaching life.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
We'll see how it works out for him.
How's he doing in school? Does he like school?
He likes school one day, he doesn't like school the next. This is actually a funny story, too. He thinks his school is really tough and hard. But he goes to one of those forest schools, which is, in technical terms, it would be considered the easiest kind of school you go to.
An easy school in the mountains.
So he gets out of school at noon every day. But he's signed up for some extracurricular activities, and he's got a lot of stuff going on. But he really thought he had it tough. And when he started getting homework, he's in second grade now. When he started getting homework, he just thought it was unfair and it was just too much. And he'd scream and cry. And then it was literally 10 minutes of homework if he just sat down and did it. But it would take him 2 or 3 hours.
That happens for sure.
I had the opportunity to help out one of my friends at a school he worked at. One of the teachers got sick, so I did a summer. I helped teach the summer school there at I'll name the school. It was Daixing, which is like the oldest private school in Taiwan. And it used to be for military kids. Kids in the military.
Sounds good.
Parents. And so it was obviously really strict.
Strict, for sure.
So those kids have buzz cuts.
I love it.
Girls have short hair, no earrings, all that stuff, uniforms, of course. And those kids are going to school all day long until the sun is down before they go home. So I took my son to the summer camp with me. So it happened to be for first grade. So I let him see, this is how these kids, the typical Taiwanese situation is. And these parents are paying a lot for this to be their experience. It's like, you're going to go to these 2 weeks with me. We taught it for 2 weeks. And watch that's one of the reasons I accepted. I said, can I take my kid? This is going to be a real wake-up call.
That's what it's about.
So I took him, and he sat through it all, and he realized that it was pretty awful. It could be pretty awful. I mean, I'm not saying that school is awful.
Sure.
But it's just so far from our experience of growing up. I'm sure you had
I remember you get out of school at 3. You don't do your homework. You just play all day. You come back, when the sun goes down, you come in to eat. And you just play, man.
Well, that's that age for sure. I mean, that age. God, they're 7 years old.
I don't remember having homework. I definitely didn't do homework till at least grade 10.
Well, so that is why it'd be the same. But It's
crazy, man.
And I remember even just sitting outside when we were done with our part of the day. We sat outside until about 7 o'clock. I said, and some of the moms are coming in and taking their kids, holding their hands as they walk out the door at 7 o'clock to go home. On like a Monday or Tuesday. They're doing this all week. So I let my son, please don't complain about your school. We thought long and hard about how to give you a pretty decent upbringing here. So, of course, it's hard to really speak that honestly with him and have him understand. But we think we're doing right by him for how difficult maybe it would be to have
I think it's tough. Like my daughter, grade 1 and grade 2, I mean, they were okay. She had a really nice teacher. Like, I'm not saying she doesn't now, but grade 3, that's when they take away, like, the her particular grade 3 teacher, he gives a lot of homework. So she's just like, right now, she's hating it. She's just like this.
And I sympathize. Me too. I mean, I can totally understand because at the beginning I was kind of amped up too, and I was like, I can learn Chinese with you.
And then I thought about that
it quickly
too.
became too much for me.
I'm not doing that.
His first grade Chinese quickly became too much for me to want to patiently sit down and do with him.
I remember when I was teaching I did kindergarten, and I was teaching English to elementary school kids, and on their break time I'd be like, all right, you got your little 10-minute break, go play. They're just they pull out their homework. And they're just like, oh, teacher, oh. And they're probably 10 years old, maybe less. And I'm just like, what's up? They're just like, this is, I can't figure this out. I'm like, oh, shoot, let me help you out. And I look at it, and it's grade 3, grade 4, math, but it's in Chinese. And it's just it looks like calculus. And I'm just like,
my son's
God.
doing multiplication word problems already in second grade.
I
feel like that's
crazy.
I don't feel like that was what I was doing in second grade, but
no, for sure.
Because it used to be that was the part of the homework that I helped him with was math. It used to be what I always sit down and help them with, but now it's almost too difficult for me to understand and teach it to him properly.
For sure, it's way too difficult. I mean, the funny thing is they have English at the school, and for her, I mean, grade 1 and grade 2 was alphabet, right? Was the alphabet. Sorry, that just means somebody's at the door. Grade 1, grade 2 was the alphabet, and so she was just buzzing through that. And grade 3 is pretty easy as well. So we'll go through it, And she usually gets 100, but sometimes she gets like 95. She gets something wrong because she'll literally just like did it, done. I could totally see it, man.
What, third
but
grade?
then I tell her what's going on. She's like, like you forgot to put a period. She's like, yeah, I know. I'm like, oh, it is what it is, right? Yeah. But the other things I can't help with for sure, man.
Yeah.
Kids' homework, it's crazy.
Kids' homework, yeah. I feel bad now, actually, now I'm thinking about this. It's been delegated all to my wife.
No, well,
you know.
We did
so
that.
Thanks to her.
It's tough. Like we did that. My wife was doing it for grade 1, the first semester, and all they did was fight because my wife is actually really good at school. Like she's really like her math is it's the stereotype, but her math is really good. Like we can go out and I'll just like see some random numbers and I'll just like, oh, what's this and this, and she'll be like. In her head, she'll give me the answer, percentages and crazy shit. And my daughter, unfortunately, like she's more like me, I think, where she's just like, who cares, you know? So it's kind of like, oh no. So yeah, it's pretty tough, man. It's pretty tough. So yeah, they did that, but because it comes so easy to my wife, and my daughter was just like, who cares, you know? It was just like butting heads.
That's okay though.
Every day.
I don't know what kind of pressure you put on your kids. We put some pressure on. Well, we put a little bit on.
Not zero, but
we let him know that he needs to try.
Yeah.
Like there's no not trying. I mean, you can like come back with something that looks pretty bad like, as a report card or your grades, but you have to be able to answer me truthfully that you tried your hardest or you just made an honest attempt.
That's all we can do, man, as parents. I think
that's all I want out of him right now.
Let's grab that next Chipotle, man, and then we'll keep going. Yeah, that's Chipotle. I mean, so first round is pretty mellow. There's not too many. It's not too spicy. Yeah, but yeah, no, I mean. That's all we can do, right? Is just ask them to do their best, right?
Cheers, these look really good.
Yeah, these are not too bad.
So you lightly bread them, huh?
Pardon?
They're lightly breaded and then fried?
A little bit. You know why? Because we didn't... Traditionally, they're not supposed to be, right? But we found that when we didn't bread them, they shrunk so small that people would pick them up and they'd be like, the hell is this, right? So... We experimented a little bit with just really, really light breading. It's basically tossed in flour. And that's just to create a coat to prevent shrinkage, basically. That's why we do it, because they shrank so much that it was tough. We're like, ugh.
It tastes really good.
Yeah. So we don't want to do like a huge coat, but just like a very big, crispy, light coating. Yeah. Thanks, man. So... What was the original plan when you thought, let's do it? Let's do a pizza place. Let's start up the Shack, which was 7-8 years ago, you said. What was the original plan? Because I know there's a lot of people that watch, but also everybody quote unquote wants to try to do their own thing, wants to be an entrepreneur, and everyone has a little bit of a different story. But what was the idea to be like, let's do it. I'm going for it. And
I
why
can give
pizza?
You a couple answers here.
Do it.
Just to touch on something you said, everybody wants to do their own thing. Everyone wants to be an entrepreneur. I've actually met a few people that don't want that.
Okay.
And I even knew, and which is admirable because we need people that, just keep the world running and aren't risking their ass on everything they're doing. You know what I mean? Like you can't. It's not going to be a very orderly society if everyone's like risking it all on things all the time. You know?
Yeah.
But I even knew a guy that had a successful pizza shop that he walked away from because he was too much stress, which is admirable in a way. And he went back to teaching, and that was fine. I mean, he shared that story with me to be when I was first starting my journey to do this, and I appreciated him sharing that because he was letting me know that it was too much for him.
Yep. Agreed.
And he wanted to have the assurance of a steady paycheck and just to.
Well, the punch in, punch out is nice. I mean, that's one thing that it's stable, right?
I've done that
in theory, right?
Before, and it's. As long as the person you're punching in, punching out for is worth doing that for, I would say
that's okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
But with the pizza thing, it was when we left America to come here, we knew we were going to open a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
My wife wanted me to open a barbecue shop.
Like American barbecue?
Yeah, I mean, because I can do that, and I just...
Beauty.
But obviously, if we're just talking about numbers, straight numbers, it's much tougher to start one of those with the risk involved. Yeah, it'll usually cost more to open, and then the cost of running a place like that, and then just the cost of your food, everyth's higher. It's just
meat,
higher.
Just like like a big slab of brisket is super expensive.
I mean,
here.
and if you want to make any money, you got to have a lot of it ready.
Yeah, so, that's true. Yeah.
And I said, let's work up to that. I said I would still like to do that, and that was a ways back.
Okay.
And pizza was the other option because I actually knew how to do that. I had done that.
So where did you learn
high
pizza?
School, all through
New York, right?
Yeah, I learned I worked in some shops in New York.
Okay.
I would say everything that's happening in my shop now, or my shops now, is a amalgamation of all the things that I learned not to do.
Okay.
I didn't take anything from any of the shops that I was working in. Nothing. I did my own creation, but I tried to run things in a different way. I didn't work for failing. One of the shops I worked for did fail.
Okay.
When I was a kid.
Okay.
But what I remember now looking back is I was realizing what was going wrong in the places or the things that could be improved as I was working them, even as a kid.
Sure.
I brought that over to doing the pizza shop. But the original story of starting that pizza shop actually is that was always on the plate of something I'd open. It was just one day I was walking down the street in Taiwan, a couple months into our being here, and there was a pizza shop that went out of business, and everything was for sale.
Oh.
So I just walked in.
I'll take it all.
Yeah, well, I would like to be able to say that, but there wasn't a whole lot of stuff left. It was mainly the stuff that no normal person would buy. It was like the pizza oven was available,
pizza stuff.
Yeah, and like the huge brick oven was in there.
Okay,
and some like the vents and some bigger stoves and stuff like that. So I did say that. I said, I'll take what's left. Basically.
Okay, yeah.
I got there too late to really clean up, but
walk in there like those Texas guys in the movie.
Yeah.
I'll take the host. I'll take everything. Yeah.
But I was proud of myself that day, so I went home. So I agreed to what my wife in the end said was an outrageous price for the stuff that I bought. And
that happens to all of us.
Well, no, but she rectified the situation. Actually, she went back to that shop with my father-in-law, and she didn't yell and scream at them, but she said, "How dare you guys take advantage of a foreigner that doesn't know what he's doing here? You barely speak Chinese, all this stuff." Yeah. And she said, "What things did you buy? What did you sell it to him for?" And so the main thing was, of course, the oven. She knew what I sold, but she was just pretending playing dumb.
Yeah, of course, you have to do that.
Yeah, and then she goes to the brick oven, and she just starts knocking on it. Her dad's expecting it, saying, "Oh, we got to move it. It's probably going to break," all this stuff. And they ended up getting that for 20%. Everything for 20% of the price I had originally agreed for.
That's about right, I think, yeah. I mean, it's crazy.
I was already okay with the price that I had agreed to, and then they got it down to 20%
Taiwan,
of that.
Taiwanese women, when they're on a mission, right?
And then my wife was like, "Where are you going to put this? What are you going to do with it?" I was like, "I don't know. We'll find a spot." Because we didn't even have a spot yet.
That's beautiful. I love it.
We just found a spot. It was a really run-down, bolted onto the side of a cliff shack on the road to Ulai.
Okay.
And that's how we got the name. I mean,
that's where the name came from?
We didn't pick that name. It was basically the friends I had made in my short time in Taiwan. Yep. They all stepped up and helped me build that place.
Oh, that's incredible.
Helped me do what I need to do. And every time we were referring to that place, so, we're going to meet, or are you going to help me out of here or something? We'll go to the shack.
Okay.
And it just became the name. So
beautiful.
I said, fine, we'll go with it. I mean, I was hoping to get a classier name at the beginning, but it was fitting.
Okay.
It really was a shack.
It's good. Okay.
It was literally a shack. And,
so you moved the equipment there?
Moved the equipment there.
Got it all set up?
Set it up and just open. Actually, it wasn't just open. We had that place for months because I was working as a teacher when I got here because I had no visa or anything.
Some money, yeah.
Well, no, it wasn't even that. Of course, yes, make money, but I had no way to be here. My marriage, we got married in America and all that stuff. We had also got married here, but I had no visa. So I had to get that situation sorted.
That's a pain
it took
in the
a couple
ass.
months.
I remember that, yeah.
And in that period of time, I had to be sponsored by somebody. So I worked at a nice school called Kangchiao.
Oh, I know that school. I know a lot of people that work there still,
Yeah, they're all the people I met there, I'm still nice and good with. They've been a wonderful group of people. But,
beauty.
There's a few things. This could be a long story.
Let's go. That's why we're here, bro.
So with that shop and opening it, we didn't open it right. I think we rented it in March, and it took me several months to get it done because I had to finish out my teaching contract, and I just worked on it in my spare time.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Did everything myself, and all we did was hang a red banner out front that said Atawa Yao Kao Pizza, which just means like the big nose foreigner pizza brick oven shop, whatever. And it was just hanging out there. That's it. There was no other sign. There was nothing. We had the doors closed most of the time we were working on the place. And it's on a very busy road.
Okay.
So I only opened it late at night a few times with the doors open and cooked pizzas while I was messing around and testing it out.
Yeah.
Really late at night.
People started coming.
Well, no, but at the really late night. Then the first time that I actually had any stock, I actually opened the door to just, in the regular daytime, just to use the oven and practice. And a guy pulled up and said, "Oh my God, I've been waiting forever. Finally, you're open." I said, "I'm not really open." He's like, "Can you just sell me something, anything?" Yeah. He's like, "I've been driving by this place for months, And I was like, "Okay, I guess I have I can sell you the pizza I'm cooking right now. Like I was just messing around. So as that was going on, people just like a lineup happened.
Take it easy, man.
And I had no staff. I had nobody there. I didn't even have any seats set up. And I just called my wife and said, "Can you come and help me?" Like apparently we're open now,
okay.
you know. And that's how it started with that place. We just had a lineup from day one.
Beautiful.
I was very lucky.
That's very lucky.
I was very lucky, but
yeah.
In reality, we did have that place for months before we opened it, and people were curious to see what foreigner was doing.
Okay. What's this foreigner building?
Yeah, what's this guy doing? You know.
Okay.
So Taiwan's been wonderful to us that way. That the Taiwanese have fully embraced anybody that's coming from another country and trying to. I think make a go of it.
I think the good thing about Taiwanese people is they're down to try. Like,
yeah, I would definitely say that
they're going to try. Like I was having this conversation. I have this conversation all the time. If you're going to open a place, open a restaurant or whatever, you get it open. It almost doesn't matter what it is. You hang those red pineapples, and people are like, "Oh my gosh, there's a new place," and people want to try it. They want to go. They want to be the first. They want to be like, "Hey, did you try that new place? I already tried it." So, yeah, that's my experience, anyways, and it's helped us a lot. And Mexican food is obviously not something big in Taiwan, and it took a little while for us to grow it here, but we're still here, and now it's decent. Pizza, on the other hand, they know what it is already.
Well, this is
another
facet to that story. When I said I was going to open the pizza place, my wife and I had obviously a few arguments in the process of getting this done. Getting
That's
this project
marriage,
done
baby.
But the first argument I really remember was the first time that I absolutely didn't listen to her at all, and I just dismissed her opinion offhand, was when she said the pizza fad is over in Taiwan.
Oh, really? Okay.
Because apparently when she was growing up, they used to have these like $90 or $100 pizzas, these little tiny things that just go through that conveyor belt.
I've been here for like almost 20 years. Yeah. I saw those.
So I guess that's what she grew up eating.
But that
was a fad. Yeah, and then a bunch of them popped up, probably went out of business. I said
50 NT or 80 NT pizzas or whatever, 60 pizza,
and
whatever
I didn't know anything about that.
And
I just remember her saying this to me, that the pizza fad is over in Taiwan, and opening a pizza shop is risky. And I was like, yep, I'm not going to listen to that.
Okay,
because,
well, that's good.
There's no fad with pizza.
No.
Pizza's going to be around forever. If you can
make
a good one.
It's good food.
Yeah. If you can make a good one, I don't think there's any risk at all.
Yeah, no, there's no. I mean, it's good. It's any kind of food. If it's good food, you know, people are going to come and right now with social media and stuff like that, you can spread the word pretty quick, and I mean, good news spreads fast. Bad news sometimes does too, but
yeah, we've relied entirely on word of mouth at this point. You can use, like you said earlier, you've seen my Facebook stuff. I don't even know how to use it. I don't use it. I'm very weak in that area, so we just rely on people's goodwill and they're spreading the word and staying customers too. You know, we really appreciate all the customers we've had over the years.
It's word of mouth is the best actually. Yeah. For us, I had to learn that because there were points within the last 14 years where we were just like breaking even, and you're just like, my gosh, what are we doing? So I went online and I'm like, I'm gonna master Facebook ads.
Yeah.
And so now they changed so quickly that now I can still do them, but at the time I was just like, I bought this book called 2-cent Facebook likes or something like that from this like supermarketer in the States, and I applied it into my restaurant, and I just started getting all these people coming in, and I'm like, all right, yes, it worked. And then once you're busy, then you just almost stop, right? You're like, it's kind of crazy, right? I went to this business course, and they're like, most businesses, once they get busy, they just stop marketing, but actually they should keep marketing, because then it's just, you're going to go to the moon, really. But yeah, no, I've definitely been guilty of just stopping because we're like, oh no, we're too busy. It's good enough. But no, we need to keep going in it, and it's good. And again, that's the podcast is one of the reasons for.
No, this is amazing. I've tried to watch several of them, but I don't have enough time to get through. You have so many now.
You're number 79.
Yeah, that's quite an achievement.
Yeah, no, it's something I wanted to do for a while, and again. There's people doing cool stuff, man. Lots of Taiwanese people, lots of expats, foreigners, whatever we want to call them, doing cool stuff. And
absolutely,
a lot of them are food-based because that's what I love. I love food. But I don't know. I just think if everyone kind of connects the dots and everyone can kind of grow. You know? That's the plan, bro.
Yeah, I think that's even the whole idea. Some of the conversations I had with some of the people that are trying to do their own projects right now, you know, just reassure them that it might be slow and all that, but us ones that have gone through any struggle or
there's always going to be that.
Yeah, that we'll hopefully be able to help each other, and
for sure.
I'm trying to build a little network of people in the
that's what
brewing industry and see how far we can go with that. There's quite a few people that are interested in expanding or growing or just beginning from scratch. And it'd be really cool to have everybody eat up more of this.
I think so.
Commercial beer market.
I think so, and I also think that in Taiwan's a good place to just try, because what's the worst that could happen? It doesn't happen. You can go back to teaching, or you can go back and do whatever. Right?
Yeah.
You can. There's really there's not no risk, but it's pretty low risk. Like back home, imagine opening a pizza joint in New York. What's that going to cost you? In Vancouver or something, what's that going to cost me? Forget about it.
Well,
it never even crossed my mind.
The inspections and permits and taxes and insurances will surpass what it costs to open a business here.
Oh, for
and that's
sure.
all just intangible things, or not tangible things.
Yeah, stuff you can't see. Exactly.
And so, we knew we were going to open a place when we came to Taiwan, but I couldn't believe the ease with which it happened.
For sure. I remember when we opened our restaurant in Danshui. We didn't have a license. We just opened up the gate and opened, and we were busy. And we went down to the government. It was 2 blocks away. Went down to the government office, and we told the guy, hey, we want to get a business license. And he's like, okay, what kind of business? Restaurant, blah, blah, blah. Okay, what's the address? And I'm like, oh, it's just around the corner here. And he's just like, Danshui? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, Danshui. And he's like, just up here. I'm like, yeah, walking 5 minutes. And he's just like, rips up the paper, throws in the garbage. He's like, oh, 不用了，没有关系。不需要. He's like, you don't need it.
Well, we
and
definitely.
I'm like, what? What? Yeah. This is in the government office. Yeah. Crazy.
That guy doesn't get in trouble. But yeah, the nice thing is that you can do something like you said. If you're willing to bet on yourself and put the time in, you can do whatever you want, or try to do whatever you want here. But the crazy thing is, on the other hand, there is no oversight. For our business, I was ready and waiting for the food inspectors, the fire department, whoever needed to come and check the place out, see if we've done things right.
Came.
Nobody came.
You know how you get them to come?
I don't want them to come now.
You piss your neighbors off.
No, I don't want them to come now. But
if you're super busy and your neighbors hate you, then the neighbors call them, and then that's when they come. Yeah.
I think we're still
if
ready.
If the neighbors don't call them, they never come.
Well, that first shop we started with, we picked that spot because there were actually no neighbors. So we had a wood burning oven, and we could be loud as we wanted. Foreigners. We already have a stigma that we're just gonna be loud and whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
And we were.
Yeah,
we were loud, and we were burning stuff out of that oven. We were, cooking steaks at 2 a.m. Do what we want to do.
That's what we do. Yeah.
Now we're definitely tamed down a lot. Now we got the shops are in very populated areas. We can't.
Yeah, of course.
We're definitely following all the rules and everything.
Well, yeah. You have to, but yeah, I agree. Let's grab this last one, and I'll call on round 2. Yeah, round 2 is gonna be a little rough. This is still chilling, man.
All right.
Yeah.
What's this?
This is a Korean.
Okay.
So I don't know if you've had our Korean before.
Grab
whatever you want, bro.
These are huge.
Well, that's what I said. They're actually, I bet you they're the same size as yours.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to steal.
But they have that little bit of flour that keeps it from shrinking.
All right.
I'm not like a super chef or anything, but that's what we do. That's what we do.
You see the change in our wings.
All you got to do is just put them in a little flour. That's it. That's all we did because they were shrinking. Same amount of meat, basically the same costs. And then people are like, wow, your wings are huge. I'm like, yeah, thank you.
Oh, this is great.
Thank you. This show really made me experiment with different wing flavors and stuff. We got some wasabi wings. We got a pretty good mix, man. And it's funny that, we're a Mexican restaurant, but wings, after this show and experimenting with flavors, they're one of our best sellers now. Wings are they're flying, man. It's crazy.
These are all about the...
Thank you, 谢谢. It's a little bit spicier, right? A little bit. What were you saying? These are all about what? What's that, bro?
They're not too...
they're chilling.
They're not...
Not too spicy yet,
not
right?
Too spicy. I can handle that.
Beauty. So, are there any like accomplishments that you've hit during building the shack from the beginning until now that you're proud of? Like something that you're like, holy crap, you step back and you look at it and you're like, yeah, I did that.
Yeah, there's been many of those little milestones that we've met.
Yeah, like a milestone, exactly.
I mean, I even made a milestone for my personal achievements as far as my my age. I'm 40 now, and I had made...
Beautiful.
I turned 40.
You turned 40? You look super young, bro.
Thanks. Okay. It's a lifestyle of poor sleep, bad diet, and too much alcohol.
I got that, but I got the belly to go with it though now, which isn't working.
Well, I overdo it in the other way with a lot of exercise, but
that's good, bro. That's good.
Not as much now as I need, but yeah, there's definitely a lot of little achievements.
What's like one that's like, blam, I can't believe I did that. Like you guys just opened a place in the beach on the other side of, almost the other side of the world if you're in Taipei, right?
Yeah, that was with...
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was a little bit more difficult to get done. Nobody really wants to go out there to help you do anything. There's no group of people that are willing to go that far from my group of people that I know
that's
already.
Tough.
So I had to start from scratch kind of with some of the help that I needed for that place.
Joe, round 2. Thank you. Sorry, yeah. I'm listening. I just want to make sure they bring it up.
All right.
No, I know. I think when I started in Danshui, one of my buddies and one of my Irish buddies, who's passed away a while ago, rest in peace. He helped me build my bar in the Danshui shop. Like, it was crazy how the stand to the restaurant. Literally, I pushed my stand up the road and just parked it in front of like this place. I painted the walls myself. A buddy built the bar. We had a couch in the corner, which was our living room couch. We had a TV mounted on the wall, which was our TV from our house. Like the back area, it was just like we went to Huanghe Beilu and just bought all the cheapest oven, like not like element things, like just the cheapest stuff possible. And it was crazy because you get, you're new and the Mexican place in Danshui and things are happening, and when you're new, everybody likes it. People, the news, they always want new stuff, right? When you've done it for a while, nobody gives a shit anymore. But when you're new, they're just like, they're coming in and there's like videos and camera crew coming in, and then they're like, oh, we want to see the kitchen where the magic happens. And they come in the kitchen and it's literally like the most basic, cheapest, crappiest kitchen you've ever seen in your life. And they're just like,
that's how it starts.
It's
my
crazy.
wife and I, first amount of money we ever made having anything to do with food was selling brownies out of the trunk of our car.
I love this.
I
love that.
We went to Spring Scream and just sold. We made a bunch of brownies and sold them all, no problem, and then went on and had a good time. That was our first experience selling stuff together. Then we rented a night market stall.
Okay.
And did on-site desserts, like bake things on site.
Beautiful. Okay.
I did that for a short period of time, and I realized this is a lot of hard work. I want to shop.
Dessert's tough, right?
Yeah, I want to shop. I was like, there's no way I'm moving all this stuff all the time and doing all this.
I had that too.
Yeah.
I had that too. Yeah.
So the math worked out to basically having a shop or a stall is
what do you think about the dessert market here? Because everybody, when they want to do something, want to do food, there's a few people that are doing desserts, like cinnamon buns and stuff like that, but there's not that many. Do you think there's a reason that why didn't you guys stick with a bakery
fine.
or desserts? Okay.
Well, you can't open a restaurant as just desserts for one. So it's obviously just part of the restaurant.
Okay. Yeah,
if you want to have like a dessert shop, then you're going to have a huge amount of traffic to keep it viable. If it's just going to sell only desserts and like a bakery style and have that, then there's not only is that a huge amount of work each day because you're producing things daily or every other day or something.
Yeah.
All different kinds of things, or you can pick one thing, and that can bring in a little bit of revenue, like a pizza or something.
Okay,
Thank you.
Cool, yeah.
And
bust
those out. But of course, I started with desserts. I love making desserts, but it's tedious in my opinion.
Okay.
And you have to have just a lot of people coming.
Okay.
Just a lot, and there's really a limit on what you can sell them for.
I think now with like with all the social media and stuff, I got a few guys that just do strictly like cinnamon buns, and they have like a full business just cinnamon
now
buns.
It's more realistic.
Now it's different, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you're good and savvy on the internet and all that marketing and keeping track of your orders and that stuff, absolutely you can do it.
Yeah.
But when I was doing what I was doing at the start and getting the confidence to actually open a shop in Taiwan,
sure.
I thought it was viable, but it was just an immense amount of work, and I didn't want to do that much work.
Yeah.
In reality, I wanted to be able to close the shop doors and work at a little more leisurely pace instead of being dictated by other people at that point.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Have you ever had any situations in your shop where you've had kind of like bad customers, you've had to maybe throw them out, or you've had to ask people to leave or anything like that?
Do you know something?
No, I'm just
asking. Is this in reference to something?
That's one of my questions, bro. Yeah. I mean, I've had some. I haven't had to physically throw people out.
Yeah, we've had that.
But I've had a lot of shit.
It always happens with the people
Same
that you
business
know.
with me, dude. Yeah, okay.
I never know how to approach that. So,
I mean, we don't have to talk about it.
No,
it's
okay.
It's just a question.
It's an interesting question because obviously use alcohol. I have alcohol in the place, and sometimes things just go wrong.
Yeah.
So we do try to teach the staff to keep an eye on people's their intake.
Yep.
Especially if they don't know them. But a long time ago in America, I actually did a short stint as a doorman for a club in LA.
Like a bouncer kind of doorman-ish guy?
I had the bigger bouncers were next to me, but I was the one determining whether or not somebody could come in. So I got a real quick crash course in how to evaluate people and keep my eyes open and all that stuff.
How to disable humans.
Well, not even that
really?
part of it, but I mean just how to evaluate.
It's good to
how
have.
a person is behaving.
Okay, that's good.
And try to pass information on. But yeah, we've had some situations where we actually had to, really only one bad one, where we had to actually pick somebody up and remove them from the premises.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, that did happen, and that's sad because that
does suck. Yeah, of course.
That doesn't add to the atmosphere of the place. It doesn't create any good feelings on the part of the staff. It's just not good.
Yeah.
It doesn't help the business in any way. So, in our shop, we don't even run any late hours. We usually close around 10, 10:30.
That's safe.
And, yeah,
that's
and it's pretty obvious to the clients coming in that it's a pretty.
People always say you should open till 3. I'm like, I don't want to work till 3.
Yeah, I mean we're open at like
come on,
we're open at 11 o'clock. You know,
yeah.
We're not gonna. For what we're doing, there's never made sense to stay open that late.
Yeah,
and it would be really hard to train the staff to be like a restaurant staff and then also a bar staff. So we just
it's a different thing. Almost.
Yeah, we don't
for sure. Agree.
Basically, because I didn't want to have these situations come up, so I never really wanted to open a bar. I mean, now that we're producing massive amounts of beer, in my opinion, and having to keep pushing it and finding new ways to get it out to our customers, we're going to end up having to do something with the bar at some point, I'm imagining. For sure. Well, that's when you got to call me because I want to do something too. Yeah, let's do it. All right.
So these 3 wings, like I was saying, these are from the actual Hot Ones show. So, yeah, that's the last dab one. So we'll do that last. We'll see how it goes, but yeah. I mean, I think
I need to step off screen and blow my nose.
Do your thing, bro. Do your thing, man. Yeah, it's all good. Do your thing.
No, I'm okay. Am I? Do I need that?
Yeah, just grab milk. Yeah. That's good, yeah. All right, do your thing, bro. So, if you guys are watching the show right now, what's up, man? Don't forget to like, subscribe. If you guys give us a thumbs up, if you subscribe, you see it, all the YouTube video people, they all ask. And the reason is because YouTube actually will give us a boost. They'll show it to more people. All you got to do is subscribe, hit that bell, give us a thumbs up. It really helps. We get to share stories like this man's fantastic story with more people. If you can do it, please do. Thank you guys for that. All good, bro? You want to go for it?
I don't know.
Let's go. I'm down. If you're down, let's go.
I can wait.
You want to wait? Okay.
I can just breathe normally again for a little bit right now.
For sure.
Yeah.
So, doing food, big food-centric pizza place, right?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you had beer and stuff, and now you're co-founder of Tilted Shack, right?
Yep.
So obviously you're selling Tilted Shack beer. You're that's your thing, right? So how is it different now? Like before, when you were just like choosing sort of beers you wanted to sell, to now where like you've got your own beers. Is there any difference?
Yeah, it's worse. It's worse because now we always take care of our customers, our number one.
Okay.
And our shops, and I'm apologizing to the customers of our shops.
Okay.
We always make sure that whoever's ordering the beer gets the best, whatever we have that's the best at that time.
You.
If some, just from one fermenter, when we fill up,
best batch.
When you fill up all the kegs or whatever, sometimes there's even some spotty kegs in there at the end of the fill or something. Like all that stuff gets reserved for me. I take all the responsibility for anything that's ever going to possibly have a problem or whatever.
Okay.
And so I had to have my staff well trained on how to deal with all these problems. Because now they've encountered tons of problems. Just today, we even had a stuck line that was filled with like scraps of basically hops. You know.
Okay.
And they have to learn how to deal with that stuff, and it's all really annoying to deal with. Every single time there's a problem,
sure. I bet.
By the end of the problem being solved, somebody is covered in beer usually.
Oh yeah.
Like
you know,
that's happening routinely.
We don't even brew beer, but we deal with so many small local breweries. Sometimes things break. Sometimes you go to untap the beer, and the whole spear gets like stuck to the coupler, and you got to like stick like a screwdriver in there, and you just like snap it out.
Yeah.
And then beer is spraying everywhere. And it's crazy, especially when your restaurant's full and there's beer.
Yeah, that's when all the problems always happen is when you're full.
When there's like literally a keg shooting to the roof.
Yep.
And you're just like, oh, that's normal, no problem, enjoy. Yeah. It's crazy, yeah. But yeah, I would imagine that happens more with you guys.
Our staff is pretty amazing. They're very forgiving. I've tried to give them enough coaching and teaching. But I mean, even just moving this stuff now. So now it's not just moving like a 6-pack around or a case. Now we're moving sometimes 50 liter steel drums of beer.
You got
asking my staff
big 50s
to do this.
now? Okay.
If we have the 50s, I always sell them because there's no way I'm gonna. Nobody wants those.
It's tough.
Nobody's gonna accept
because
the
they don't fit. For me, they don't fit in
They
the
barely
fridge.
fit in my refrigerator. I had to remove the seals on the side of my doors of my refrigerator to squeeze it in there.
I love it.
But it just saves a lot of money to keg up in those sizes sometimes.
Of course, that makes sense.
But you just run into all these little problems that it's hard to ask. I mean, I don't want to speak derogatorily about the Taiwanese, but a lot of the kids don't know how to problem solve. And I'm glad our staff, we've asked them to not worry if they maybe don't solve the problem properly, but if you come across a problem, try to figure it out before you just don't solve it or just call me. I mean, I don't mind getting the calls, but like little problems like that with changing a coupler, the thing that goes on top of the keg,
of course, the coupler. Sure.
Changing
that's always a big problem when they're trying to tap a D keg with an S coupler. Yeah. This happened to us so many times, and that's why when someone's brewing, I'm like, just please use the S. Yeah. Because I think most use the S coupler, some use D, and then the other ones, it's like, oh my gosh, you use that.
It's slowly becoming more
standardized
to the S here, but there's. Oh, you've seen them all. You've been the one selling the craft beer for the longest here.
I've got a box full of U and J and all these friggin' couplers that I'm like, are these obsolete? Well, I mean, should I throw these away? Should I give them back?
Don't throw away. I'll take anything beer related.
What am I supposed to do with these things, man? Jeez. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that box is heavy now.
Yeah.
And we got it, like, up there when we need to change a coupler. We've got to pull it off, and it's too heavy for a lot of the staff now. Yeah.
We've got a lot of stuff built up. We have the full Monty of it all too. We have the A's and the D and the S's. And
there's just so many, man.
Yeah,
and for me, as like, we're not even brewers. We just buy kegs from the local breweries, and when everyone's using a different coupler, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy.
Even those S's, if you know, there's different configurations of those. They have
some of them are different for sure.
Yeah, so you have the ones you're probably using all have two.
They do,
whatever dials on there, and then. We have one in the mix for some reason that keeps not getting removed that has 3, so it doesn't fit with anything, but people keep trying it all the time. And then they break just throw it away.
Jam it in there. Yeah. Throwing it away is rough, bro. Oh, shoot. Yeah. Should we give that one a shot, or what do you think?
Okay.
Let's go. So I don't know what they are, man. They are 3 different sauces from...
This one looks very liberally coated.
Yeah. We'll see how she goes, We'll see how she goes. Cheers.
This looks like a habanero.
Yeah. And it smells like it. It smells like a Carolina Reaper.
Woo. And she said it starts on this side to that side?
Yep. Ooh. That's not hot. That's not too bad.
Maybe not too bad. Not too hot. With less meat.
Okay. Well, dude, you don't have to finish it. Just it's all good. Not trying to kill you. I'm just trying to share a story. Are there any lessons that you've learned, kind of like after opening your business, that were just something so different than you thought?
Yeah, there's hundreds
from the beginning. Yeah. Any examples?
Well, of course, you're always in a rush to hurry to open whatever you got going on.
Yeah, sure.
It's very, very difficult to take your time and leisurely open a place.
Yeah.
Basically, you get the keys. It's just a rush from that day. So you always make mistakes.
Sure, like the beach one, you mean, or the beach one you did okay, or what do you think?
Yeah, we did okay for that, I think. But it's just that place was so far; it was hard to coordinate everything. But I mean, just all the shops. So like the Chizang shop that we have, across from the number 2 exit at Chizang. That's we actually closed that place down for a full week just a little while ago and redid the interior a little bit to make the bar behind the bar area smaller by 50 centimeters.
Okay. Is that a tough one? Yeah. Oh shit.
And to give the customers more room, so we increased the seating area by about 8 seats.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. So
that's
over the course of a decade or so is what we're hopefully going to be able to rent that place for.
Yeah. You make it up. That's a huge difference.
You can have more comfortable parties. All that. I mean, that's a big mistake to make.
Do you guys get to do private parties and stuff?
Yeah,
sometimes?
We have a lot of people wanting to do that. At our Beatown location, the one with the patio that you showed, we have lots of people just showing up, parties of 20 or 30. They just want to have something quick. Just happens all the time out there because there's big groups of people walking or exercising.
I think that's first of all, that's a really nice location, and I think that private parties, like for us, we've had private parties at our original Dan Shui and then at the other one, but with this one, with the space, like we're getting more and more. Like there was a couple guys here earlier that were like they have one. I think they have one next week. In the last couple months, we've probably had 4 or 5 private parties, which is it's a lot for us. It's a lot for us, you know, and it actually helps a lot because we try to be like, you know, let's do it at a slower time or midday break time, because then they become like really huge days, and you're like, hey, this is great. This past weekend was like a 4 or 5 day weekend or whatever. It was crazy, right? How you doing?
You said that wasn't hot.
It wasn't hot? I mean, it is hot. It's hot.
Yeah, that 4 day weekend was.
How'd you guys do?
You
guys kill it? Hell yeah. Beautiful. We actually had to close Tuesday for lunch because we just couldn't keep up that whole weekend. I told everybody it was Monday night. It was still packed, right? Still packed. Like all the way till like 10 p.m. And I told them, you know what? Tuesday we're not opening for lunch because you guys can sleep in, come a bit later. We'll prep later.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, our stocks are depleted, and
everyone's depleted, right? Yeah.
That one wasn't so bad because you can still get most of the supplies delivered through that whole break. It wasn't a real break. The Chinese New Year's is really a tough one. Everybody's on break. So nobody's delivered. They can't get any more food. You have to plan properly, and then by the end of that, everyone that's working with us is just sick of it. They're just sick of it. You have to schedule in some rest time for everybody, and then it's almost starting from scratch again. I mean,
it's crazy. Chinese New Year, so we actually closed for. I think that's when we went to see you. Like we actually closed the week before Chinese New Year. In our experience, is slow. So that week we closed, and then we opened for Chinese New Year.
Yeah.
Like not the first and second day or whatever, but after that,
we take one day off,
and then it's like crazy.
It's never. I guess
it's crazy.
It is a business, so you got to bring in the revenue.
Of course, yeah.
So it's never made sense for us to ever think about closing during Chinese New Year. We just can't.
Yeah, no, we used to do that. And then nobody wants to work.
Yeah.
We just have no one. But now with just one, we were going through a bunch of stuff, and we're like, you know what? My wife was cracking. It was getting busy, and I said, let's just do it. That's fine.
Yeah. We have a lot of full-timers, and we have a lot of part-timers.
Okay.
And a lot of the part-timers will come out of the woodwork and just say, I want to work a lot then. They do not want to hang around at home the whole time.
Hold on one sec. Yeah. Joe, give him a number 1, the hop drop. He'll like that. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, he loves.
No, I'll take a time out to.
Yeah, he loves the hop drop. Yeah, he'll love it. He'll love it. Yeah.
I love it too. That's the one I drink all the time.
Yeah, it's good. It's nice and light.
Too much.
It's nice and light. It's easy to do it.
My wife probably wishes that one doesn't exist.
Yeah, really?
That's my go-to.
For me, you know, it's probably hard to believe, but I don't really drink very much. I've been doing this for so long. I try not to get high on my own supply, and I don't know. I think maybe you'll get there. We've monetized the stuff we love. Like I coached soccer here for so long, and I love it. And the things that like like the food. I love the food and the beer, and that I love it. So I've kind of monetized the stuff that I love. So it's like UFCs I love, and they're packed and all that. But now it's like people are like, let's go for beer. I'm like, I don't really want beer now, because that's like, it feels like work, like feels like work having beer now. It's crazy. I don't know what it is, but it's weird. It's a weird situation.
That's a good problem to have, though.
Yeah, no, it's I gotta lose this. I gotta get my ass back in shape for sure. But it's still, just watch the eyes. Be careful with the eyeballs, dude. Yeah, careful with the eyeballs. Yeah. Well, how was that one? That was rough, a little bit.
I wouldn't be able to play to those.
Yeah, nobody would.
One is enough.
We actually have the hot sauce that we make, the orange one. It's made with Carolina Reapers, and people always want to be like, hey, I want 6 of those. And I tell them, you know what, man? Get 3 max. 3 in that and 3 buffalo or something. Like, no, we want 6. They can't finish it. They eat 1, maybe 2, and they still got the other ones there. And I ask them, do you want to wrap that up? And they're just like, no.
That's great.
They're like,
but
no.
Yeah, one is.
Yeah.
Can you order it like that? You're saying, so you can just get like
if you want, you can order whatever you want, bro. Yeah,
that's really cool.
Yeah. I mean,
we don't do that. That's a level of service I guess we don't offer. It's you get it this way or that way.
No. But that's smart, because sometimes you'll get like an order. Like this one guy, he wants 3 tacos. He wants the hard shell on pork with no onions, no cheese, and then he wants the fish on flour with extra tomatoes, no cilantro, and then he wants the soft corn with haka pork with extra, pico, but he doesn't want cilantro, he doesn't want green. It's like, and it's 3 tacos, and it takes 20 minutes to make them, because you're looking at this list of all these things that this guy doesn't want.
Then the kid in the back has all the stress,
and you're just like, oh my god, yeah. So I get it too. No.
We have no alterations on our menu, so if you want
That's
a pizza,
good to do.
no, but it's good and bad. So for our pizza menu, it's you pick this for the sit down shop that we have with the hand tossed brick oven, and we have a set menu. If you want to alter that, you turn that menu over, and it's just build your own pizza at that point.
Okay.
Then you get exactly what you want without altering anything, because you start altering stuff, it just makes it confusion in the back.
Way back in the day, I tried to do a build your own burrito. It's like, it comes with 2 things, and then you add 1 thing, and it's just like, it costs, I don't know, 30 NT or whatever more. And it was it bombed so badly, because you'd get like a person that'd come in, and it's a burrito, right? But they're like, okay, I just want 2 items. And you're like, okay, 2 items. What do you want? I want chicken and cilantro. And I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, just chicken and cilantro. I'm like, no, but that's not a burrito, man. And I'm like, well, I want that. It's on the list. And I would have to be like, what's up, guys? And I have to tell them, you have to have a beans or a rice or a potatoes, some kind of base. He's like, no. It says I choose what I want. I want chicken and cilantro. And it was such a failure for us. Pizza, I mean, I guess you've already got the crust and probably the sauce, maybe. Yeah. I don't know. And then you can pick your toppings.
Well, that makes sense.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
If you want to pick and choose what's on the
how you doing, brother? Good. Yeah, I know. Yeah, so basically for me, I can remember this one Taiwanese guy's like, no, I want chicken and cilantro. And I'm like, that's going to be awful.
This is making me revisit some of the past pizzas that I've had to create for people. We've had people bring in their own ingredients.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
And we had a lady order a pumpkin
your cheese
pizza.
Is shit. I want my own cheese.
But she brought that happens too.
Does it really?
No, they don't say our cheese is shit, though. They just want like vegan cheese or something like that.
Okay.
But our cheese is good.
I'm sure it is. Yeah,
but
that's
people
the
only
say
thing that
shit.
we spend inordinate amounts of money on.
Yeah, of course.
The cheese. That's way more than our rent at this point, The cheese bill each month is
cheese is more than
far
rent.
surpassing the rent.
Cheese is more than the rent.
But
that's how much this guy cares about his pizza.
The cheese is way more than the rent.
Yeah.
Sometimes weekly.
Okay.
The lady brought a head of cabbage to put on a pizza.
Okay.
So she said she grew it herself, and she wanted me. I hadn't thought about this. I haven't thought about it since that day.
Raw
This is
cabbage.
years ago. Yeah, raw cabbage.
Okay.
We washed it for her, and we chopped the shit out of it and put it on the pizza. Cooked it with a pumpkin base and some cheese, and some other random things. And I remember it looking beautiful.
Yeah.
It looked beautiful.
Looked beautiful.
But it's not a pizza.
Well, I mean, yeah,
it was almost half a head of cabbage on this pizza. Anyway, she was happy. It made her happy. So
it's crazy because sometimes people they'll come in and they'll request things and it's not going to be good. It's not going to work. But you're like, all right, you're the customer. You give it to them.
All right. I'm sure it did.
And you're like, yeah, well, it probably looked good. It was good for Instagram, right?
We had a really cool guy that used to bring in uni or the sea urchin.
Oh, I love that stuff.
And just put it on at the end. It was beautiful. Yeah, he'd some rich guy that way in the mountains driving some fancy cars. Crazy. He'd stop by, bringing his whatever he had bought at the market.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Had us throw it on the pizza. Yeah, it was really cool.
Do you ever get to the point where you can't remember the person's name, but they're like Chanko, like a long-time customer, but you remember what they eat?
Yeah.
Right? You get that?
It might not even be that I don't remember their name. I never knew their name.
Yeah,
because
exactly,
I'm horrible with Chinese names.
Yeah,
and then if the conversation never got to a point where they're telling me their English name, if they have one, and I just never knew their name.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, I'd say a quarter of the customers might be in that group.
Really?
Absolutely recognize them, have a relationship with them in a way. I mean, I've seen their kids grow up now at this point.
Yeah, for sure.
We even have a girl working for us right now that grew up eating our pizza, and now she's working there. That's a weird.
I love it.
Weird feeling.
It's great. When we had our Dan Shui restaurant, we had this one dude, this vegetarian guy, short hair, glasses, like really thin but like ripped, like a Bruce Lee ripped, right? And he always had refried bean tacos, right? And he'd take the order, be like, "Oh, taco beans." And whenever we'd see this guy, he came for years. And whenever we'd see him, I'd be like, "Oh, taco beans is here," right? So we, just like taco beans. I'm like, "Okay, whatever, taco beans. Okay, cool." He comes in, "Hey, how's it going?" Taco beans. All right, good. So we get it. And there's this little gym down the street. And one day I caught him at the gym, and he didn't even recognize me because if they see you outside your store, they don't even think you're the same person. Like they just think you're just some random.
It's like seeing your teacher when you're a kid at the grocery store.
Yeah, it's like your teacher who's outside having a beer, right? So I'm like, "Hey, Taco Beans, how you doing, man?" And he's just like looking at me like he never came back to the restaurant. I never saw him again, dude. I was like, "Taco Beans, hey, how you doing, man? I didn't know you worked out here." And he's just like looking at me like, I don't even know. He didn't say anything. He just walked away, and I never seen him again, man. Taco Beans. We miss you, Taco Beans.
Yeah,
come on back, man. Come on back. Crazy. It's crazy, man. Taco Beans.
We've got a couple guys like that.
I remember that guy. It's crazy.
We have a Coke guy. He comes in, drinks a Coke every night.
Yeah?
That's it. Just a can of Coke or a bottle of Coke.
Well, that's all right. Yeah.
I don't know his name. He never talks to anybody. He just has his earphones on, drinks a bottle of Coke. That's fine. I mean,
yeah, come on
he's
down.
not bothering anybody. There's nothing more to the interaction than that. He walks in, we pour a glass of Coke for him, and then
What's up,
he
Coke?
drinks it and leaves.
Coke man's here. Yeah. Right on, bro. How you feeling? Keep going?
Right. Sure.
You want to keep going? All right.
Yeah.
You going drum?
Yeah, I'm going to just stick with those.
You're the drum man. All right. So I've got no idea, man, on spice level of these. It's kind of cool.
Oh.
Yeah. Let's go. Salud.
Oh. Your viewers can hear me grunting over here.
That doesn't feel too spicy. Maybe. What do you think? Oh, a little bit. Here it comes. What do you think? I think the other one was spicier.
Yeah, you know what? The other one was so spicy that
this one's got nothing. Okay. It's pretty tame. Thank God.
Oh, it's not tame, but my mouth is still numb from the.
No problem. So you, one of the first times we met, talking about BJJ and all that stuff, and you were telling me that you got like a little fight club at your place. Tell me about that, dude. How did that happen? That's so cool, dude. But rule number one: don't talk about it, right? Yeah, it was the coolest thing, man. If you don't want to talk about it, you let me know. Rule number one is you don't talk about Fight Club, right? No, it's all good, dude. Yeah, it's hot. That's hot.
Yeah, there's in the basement of our the basement.
Oh.
It's in the basement of one of our shops.
Okay.
3 times a week.
Morning, evenings. Okay.
That's no
that was a
problem
little bit
for you?
spicy. It was spicy. My orange one is spicier than that.
Really?
But this last one, I don't know. The last one I'm a little worried about. So who all goes to Fight Club? Xindian Fight Club.
You had one of the guys on your show.
Benji, right? Kung Fu Benji. Is he like the man?
He's the leader.
He's the Fight Club Shifu. Shout out to Kung Fu Benji. Kung Fu Benji's the man. Okay, yeah, that's spicy. Yeah, okay. Now
it started as us going to BJJ in the city years back through one of his friends that was set up a coach or a trainer or whatever you call it to teach us older guys.
Yeah, baby.
I'm an older guy now, I would say.
You're old now,
teach,
No.
To teach us the basics at the beginning.
Okay.
This is years back. We all liked it, right? But we're all coming from Xindian, and it's a bit far. So we moved it to one of my dragon boat friends' his shop.
Boom. Hop drop, baby.
Yeah, thank you.
Haha, let's go.
Thanks for the support.
Yeah, sorry I'm cutting you off.
No, it's all right. It's all good.
So we moved the training to one of my friend's dragon boat shop. His shop near my house. And we were training out there for a while. Oh.
That one lingers, yeah. Okay, I'm watering up a bit.
So,
that one lingers, yeah.
I got at a shop in Xizang a ways back. And in my mind, from day one, I saw that there's a 30-ping basement.
Nice.
And all I needed that basement for at the time was to throw a walk-in refrigerator for the beer. And the remainder of it, I talked to my friend. I said, let's turn this into our, whatever you call it, BJJ place. Like,
Fight Club, baby.
Place to roll. But it quickly became something way past that. We're doing, I should send some videos. Maybe you can throw it on the end of the video when you actually put it online. There's just all kinds, like, so maybe BJJ is only half of the time.
Okay.
The other half is, he calls it hard qigong. We're basically just hitting each other. And now we're hitting each other at full power. Just strikes to the body at full power.
Wow.
Various places. We kick, punch, all kinds of strikes to the entire body, and just toughen each other up. I mean, these guys. So one of the guys doing this has iron hands, and I know it sounds like a joke or something, but that's real. This man has dedicated decades or whatever of his life to kung fu and doing stuff.
I've seen that stuff. I mean, I've
this
never
guy's
met a
amazing.
guy.
You should have this guy on, actually. His name's William. He
dude.
does a lot of parkour. He teaches a lot of really cool stuff, body movement stuff. I'll show you his Instagram here after this. It's just nuts. I mean, these guys are really hardcore. They take everything really seriously. The dedication is what. I mean, I'm the least dedicated of the group by far.
Okay.
I just, sometimes I'm not even able to attend class and stuff like that. These guys are religiously doing this 3 times a week, 4 hours at a time. It's pretty good stuff.
4 hours at a time.
4 hours at a time.
Jeez.
And it's 2 hours of it just beating the shit out of each other. I mean, they got their hands against the wall. I mean, I'm doing this too, but and then just hitting it, and then the goal is to be able to break rocks and bricks with your hands and stuff like that. And they're breaking poles against each other and stuff like that.
Blood sports
stuff. It's pretty badass. And then rolling for, a couple hours. It's good. It's keeping me active. Even though it's probably not the best sport for a 40-year-old guy to be doing, it's still somewhat. It's the only full contact martial art you can do at this age. You can do full power and still get away with it. I mean, you're not going to walk in with a black eye to work or something,
Okay.
You can go full strength, full power with BJJ.
Yeah.
I don't know of anything else that I could exercise and do where it's a contact sport and get away with it at this age.
I think so. I'm 42, right? So I've been doing it for not quite a year. Not very long, but yeah, I like it too.
It's a weird feeling.
It's weird, but it's cool. By the end of the workout, I'm like I'm foggy, like I'm like exhausted. It's crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, how often can you say that you actually know how strong you are? You know, you can see, you actually have opportunity to try to use all of your power and see if you can do something with it.
It's never.
So it's an interesting thing. And then you do with like your friends and stuff. It's pretty fun. So this last year or so, we spent a lot more time doing that. In the basement. I
think it's cool, and it's nice because, like, I'm rolling at Fairs Academy nearby, and it's great. I love it. But I know, like, sometimes I feel I'll get someone in a move, but I don't want to hurt them. So I'm like, do I got it? And they're like, no. And then I like kind of crank it a little bit. And I'm like, do I got it? Like a Kimura or a, Americano or something. And I think I can get it, but I don't want to hurt anybody. You know what I mean? It's like I'm always kind of like 50-50, like, And then I'll fight guys that are way above me, and then they'll go full out, and I get like 6-minute roll, I get tapped like 3 times or 4 times. It's crazy.
Yeah, so my group's going up to 8 minutes now. So that's a bit much.
8 minutes.
But it's not
Holy
even
crap,
that.
Nice. Okay.
The nice thing is that when you are rolling around with your friends and stuff, nobody's out to hurt each other. So you get anywhere near what should be like, I guess you say, a finishing move or something.
Yeah.
Everyone is more than willing to tap. There's no more taps.
There's no
the
shame.
better.
Yeah,
just
sure.
tap or just stop, basically.
Yeah.
Because we're all trying to do it again the next day.
Yeah.
And sometimes it even is the next day. Sometimes it's on Thursday and Friday or something.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. But that's been able to keep up with that fairly well because it's great. In the daytime.
Yeah.
That's tough for most people to do. It's usually from 12 to 4 or something.
So for me, that would be the perfect time. I try to find something. I try to find something like that. Yeah, I mean, an hour to get there too. But
we got a guy coming from out here. My friend William is coming from way past Shilin.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He comes. He never misses a class.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's free. I mean, we're not.
No.
Just doing it for fun.
No,
it's not like
we're
not. There's nothing organized. Nobody even really knows what's going on. This is the first time the world's being told.
The Fight Club. Rule number 1. Xindian Fight Club.
Yeah.
No, I think
we were actually looking forward to maybe doing a tournament at some point and just coming out as the pizza basement,
nice
BJJ club.
I love it. Yeah,
and just showing up to a tournament,
just showing
see if
up.
we can. Well, I mean, obviously register and all that, but see if we can actually accomplish something.
Okay.
Without having.
Well, if you guys are doing almost every day 4 hours, I would imagine you
3
could
days.
3 hours. 3 days. Okay.
Yeah. 3 days a week, day rest between.
Like I do it a couple times a week, 1 to 2 times a week. The problem is for me here, it's evening. It'll be like 7 p.m. And I'm like, 7 p.m. is like prime time for the restaurant, right?
Yeah.
And my daughter's off school, and there's just so many things going on for me at that time. Yeah. So it's tough. It's definitely tough, man. But like, I'm trying to get someone to do like an early one, man. Like somebody early,
Yeah, when you're not tired too. 7 o'clock.
Yeah, 7. I mean, it's not that I would get tired. It's just if the restaurant's busy, I can't leave. Or like I go on a Thursday night, and Thursday night here we do all you can eat street tacos. It's packed every Thursday, and that's the only time we get like 1-star reviews is because someone waited too long for their all you can eat.
That's not fair to get a 1-star.
And I'm like, come on, it's the worst, right? Yeah.
Every time we get a 1-star review, I always want to sit down and try to analyze it, but I kind of gave up on the 1 stars. Now, when we get a 3-star review, I try to think really hard about why that's happening.
Yeah.
Because the 3 stars is so like middle of the road.
It's so middle of the road.
Yeah,
it's tough. It's tough. Yeah.
But you just can't worry about that stuff too much anymore. I mean, you've been open long enough that it doesn't even matter at this point. Of course, you're going to try your best. But
I do. I agree. But they still sting sometimes. Those 1-star, 3-star, whatever.
Well, if it's legitimate, if something was going wrong that day, it sucks. I think a lot of those I can dismiss offhand. Well, you don't have a lot of them, but the ones that do pop up, usually it's attributed to the customer themselves, maybe possibly having a problem that we could never have had a chance to solve.
We actually had a couple come in. It was Chinese New Year. It was packed. We had one little table in the corner. They told them, look, it's going to be a long-ass wait. Kitchen's backed up. We're overpacked. And they're like, yeah, no problem. And they ordered like a fajita platter, which is like a big thing for 2 people. And they're just like, no problem. And then after about 25 minutes, they started like freaking out and going nuts. And we sent their food out. Then they ordered a pack of tortillas to go. And I mean, they know that we're pressing them, right? So it took like another 10 minutes. And it was full. And we were like doing all this stuff at the same time. And then they started raging on my staff. And then they paid their bill. They're like, I refuse to pay service charge. Okay, no problem. And then they took the pack of tortillas. And they're like, I'm not paying for these either. And it's just like, you're a fucking idiot. You know, I'm not paying for it's whatever. And my staff was like, what? I'm like, it doesn't matter. Just let them take it. They're not coming back. Who cares, right? They both went on and they gave us 2 one-star reviews, both of them. And I didn't reply, and I debated on replying. I still haven't replied.
It's best to just not.
Yeah.
You know, we go, if we ever look at anybody else's restaurants and see how the comments can degrade into, it's just not, the discourse is either we not ignore, but
we don't.
Just, obviously that person's itching to have a response. So
for sure, like they both went on.
It's hard to convince somebody in a message to.
Yeah,
it's just it is what it is.
It's crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna pull up a picture here. Let's see what we got.
What do you got? I can't finish this one.
No worries,
is there a
bro.
rule?
No rule, bro. There's no rules at all. So I'm gonna pull up. All right. The logo. So what inspired the logo, man? Who made your logo for you?
My wife.
Your wife is an artist?
Yeah, actually, I can show you something else she just did. I brought something else.
All right, let's see it.
Let's talk about this first, though. But this is my wife drew this. There's a little more into the thinking than it might look like.
Beautiful.
Slice of pizza.
All right.
Well, we've had people say, "Oh, I see your sign up here" or something, and it's recognizable around Xindian.
All right, let's see what we got. I'll hold up. Let's see which camera's better. Hold up. I'll put it right over there.
This is our new product, our kombucha.
Kombucha. You guys are making
we've been
your
doing
own?
this for a while, and now we've had enough. So this actually was a turning point. I don't want to ignore that picture, though. My wife did a good job with that logo, and it's simple, but it tells a story.
Cool.
You know,
so there's a few people doing kombucha, but now you're doing your own.
We've been doing it for a while.
You've been doing it for a while.
So it's over. We can't even keep up.
Okay.
So it turned into something that we need
what
to
is
pay attention
kombucha,
to.
man? I mean, like.
Well, kombucha, in its essence, is just a fermented tea.
Okay.
But our culture, or our SCOBY that we have, has a following. Our flavor has a following, and the day that this really snapped for me was the day I was working at the Beachside shop out by the bridge. And 2 nice ladies came in, and I said, "Oh, come sit on the deck, and here's the menu. Just raise your hand or come in when you want to order." And they said, "We want 2 kombuchas." And I said, "Okay, what flavor would you like? We always have a couple flavors."
Sure.
And I didn't say that. They came and asked for it, and I said, "Oh, we don't have it."
Okay.
And they said, "Oh," then they turned to leave.
Okay.
And I was like, "Well, I mean, you can have something else." And they're like, "No, we want the kombucha." That was the first time that I saw a customer come in for that product.
They came in specifically for kombucha.
And
wow. Okay.
Since then, it's been a string of people that are coming for kombucha first, and they're eating the pizza because they like the pizza or whatever.
Okay.
But it's not pizza number 1 for a lot of the customers now.
Okay.
Kombucha has its own following.
That's cool.
And once I realized that, I realized it needed to be taken seriously. It's not just another product in the store like a brownie or a piece of cake that we have, you know, or a salad. We have some people, but this actually is
okay.
It's got about a quarter to a third of the sales that we have for our beer.
Really?
Yeah, it's high, and so we had to take it seriously. And then we had a lot of our customers.
So you're bottling and selling now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But we haven't really promised it to too many people because it's hard to keep the production.
Demand,
yeah,
right?
And we already sell so much in our own shops. But the interesting thing with that is that through the years, the beer company became viable because a lot of our customers for the pizza shops have their own shops. And they enjoyed the product in there, and they said, "Can we have it? Can we?" And that's the same thing that happened with this.
Okay.
So it was actually an accelerated growth for this. Is that a lot of people raised their hand and said, "Hey, you like that? Can we have that available in our shops?"
Okay.
So my wife had to get to work, and she produced a little label here. I don't know if you saw what it says. It says Hongmao kombucha.
Hongmao kombucha, yeah.
And it's a double entendre because
it's like red fur.
Yeah, red fur.
Red fur, yeah.
But
red
when
fur
you brew kombucha, it's actually kind of like a fermented thing. It has these like red silky strands in there from the red tea.
Really?
It looks like that's part of it. But then
so
also,
it looks like, okay.
You've been here for a while. You said you've been here 20 years?
20 years, yeah, almost.
You might have touched on the time period where this was a derogatory term.
Yes.
Foreigners were called Hongmao.
Yeah. Because, I remember that. Yeah.
So it's kind of laughing at ourselves. There were foreigners doing something here in Taiwan.
That's funny.
And the Hongmao Xindian or the orangutan or whatever as our logo. It should be a fun product.
That's cool, man. That's cool.
That's where we went with that.
No, that's cool. Yeah, no.
So
there's kombucha seems to be growing, right? Like I've seen it at more and more places. Yeah, I don't know much about it, to be honest. I know it's healthy, right?
It is. I would say it is.
Drink,
and
right?
I have I wouldn't say an inordinate amount of energy, but I get through my days fairly well for how awful of a lifestyle I'm living, I'd say.
Okay.
And this is part of it.
Restaurant life, baby.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't suggest
open a restaurant. It's the dream.
If you really aren't into it, because it's
the dream.
It's a pretty bad.
One of my buddies said, "Hey," because he's like, "You're living the dream, dude," and I was like, "Come and live it with me, bro.
It's a nightmare.
You can have it. It's a nightmare. You can have it. Yeah.
No, it never ends. Every day there's either like right now we have a refrigerator breaking down at one of the shops.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I had a freezer this week. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah, no, it's crazy because you're doing it, and then you're like, yes. At the end of the day, you had a big day, successful, everything's great, and you're just like, yes, I did it. Then you go to bed, and the next day it's like you're at zero. Let's go again. You got to do it again and again and again. And then you get on this string of like 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, 10 days, killer days. And then you're just like, everyone's exhausted. And then you take a half day off. And then that day sucks. And it takes away from the profits of the other days. And you're like, okay, that sucked. Yeah. It's crazy, brother. It's crazy stuff. How you doing on beer? You all right? You want a second or you good with that?
It's up to you. If you want one, I'll have one.
I don't have to drive home, bro.
I don't drive home either. Brian dropped me off. I'm supposed to find my way home.
Okay, let's do one more then.
Find your own way home.
Should we do a hop drop or what?
Napkins,
or you want one of these? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm going to just keep needing those.
No worries, man. Yeah. Do you want a hop drop or a porter?
Please, I'll take a hop drop.
Joe, can I have 2 number ones? 2 number ones. Thanks. We only got one left, bro. What do you think? You going to go for it?
Okay.
All right. Good.
Because you had a lot of practice. Your handling is no problem.
Oh, God, man. You know what? The first couple months, I was like, my stomach is taking a beating. My stomach lining. I thought, oh, my gosh, should I switch it up? What should we keep doing? And then eventually it's like, hey, that's not that bad. Crazy stuff, man.
What is this one?
This is the last dab. If you ever seen the this is it, dude. This is the last dab. Yeah. We'll just take a bite.
No, I'm gonna eat it. I'm gonna finish that other one too.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, my mama raised me right.
All right.
Can't waste that.
So did mine, but I'm not gonna finish it. I don't think. We'll see.
Oh.
So were you a big beer guy before Tilted Shack?
No. Well,
okay.
Not as big as Brian.
Well, Brian's like, yeah. But that's a good guy to have when you're doing beers, right?
I mean, I like beer, but...
Yeah.
I love beer, but... Brian loves beer, you know? Like, obviously, that's what you need. You need to have one guy...
You have to have somebody who's obsessed with it.
Yeah.
You have to have that.
Yeah.
Like
I had to... our beginning conversations when this actually turned into something that we were going to pursue.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, you got to tone down the pretentiousness a bit, because he came off that way a little bit.
Oh, really?
Because he's so far above the way normal people would talk about beer.
Yeah. There are people like that. I couldn't picture him.
It wasn't.
Like
he's not pretentious. I just mean like his knowledge of it. And the conversation was always turn into something that an average person would not be able to participate in.
They're blown away. Yeah.
So then he's just on his little soliloquy, and then it's just I
love that.
Gotta find a little easier way to get the product out there.
The first goal of selling your beer to people is not making them feel stupid.
Well,
that's it.
Well, to your partner too. Don't make your partner feel stupid.
Yeah, don't make me feel stupid, man. I just want to sell your beer.
But
that's funny because
he's so easygoing. So it was really easy to capture his love of the brewing and the actually brewing sucks, but
okay,
brewing is awful hard work.
Yeah, no,
I don't
I've
think
never done
you'll
it.
meet anybody that's been doing that after a while tell you that they love doing that part of it because it's just hard work and a lot of time. And then at the end, you're just cleaning. It's just cleaning and hard work, and everything's heavy. So it's a hard job. But the amount of time that Brian and I have spent doing this stuff together now, it's made me appreciate the craft a lot more. Because it's not easy. None of it's easy.
Thank you. We're on the last one.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take that. Thank you.
Oh.
Hop dropping, baby.
Yeah. Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers. Literally just tapped right now.
That's more like it.
Yeah. No, it's I think I never got that vibe ever from him. He's just he's just like a sweet guy.
That story properly.
No. But I've always I've met some people that do that. But I always
he understood.
He's a sweet guy. Like he's a good guy. I like him a lot.
I wouldn't have gotten as far with him if that wasn't the case.
He's a good guy for sure.
Yeah. He's definitely a hard worker.
Yeah.
And brought me up to speed on what the hell's going on in this industry.
So where are you guys brewing your stuff? Still in the basement type deal? Or
No.
No, right? That's where you started.
We started in the basement of the old shop.
Yep.
I don't know if he told you this story, but
Let's have it.
Fairly quickly after meeting me, first or second time, basically, go down to the bathroom downstairs and realize there's a huge basement down there that's not being used at the old shop. He said, "There's food down there." I said, "Sure, I'm game." Yeah. I'm pretty much up to try anything.
Sure.
And we did that. We did that for a while, and it turned into a thing where we were brewing. We were brewing for fun, of course, at the start. But we never had enough beer for ourselves because everybody was always saying, "Oh, can I get some of that?" Can I get
everybody
some of
loves
that
free beer.
Well, at the end, we were taking a little cash for it to buy the supplies and stuff. Man. But we were never. We just never were selling it for. Or we're never brewing for ourselves anymore. Okay. It quickly became something we had to entertain as going full scale and doing a business. Okay. So we started at a brewery up in Bali by Dunsway. That place can do up to 6,000 liters at a time.
I know that place. Yeah. The guy's name is Beer, right? Yeah.
You know what? I don't even know that guy's name. I know his son very well.
Yeah, okay.
The owner is okay. But I always dealt with his son mainly.
Okay.
I don't remember his name anymore.
Well, I mean, he gave me his business card, and his business card was beer. I'm like, okay, I know you sell beer, but what's your name? He's like, no, beer. And I'm like, well, okay. Well, it's funny. Yeah. All right. Okay, so you guys went up there, and you were brewing there for a while, and you met Roland up there, I think, right? Roland was brewing there.
We knew
for
Roland
a while.
before that.
Okay.
Roland had been a really great guy, showing us, giving us like some tours of some places before and let us know what he could do to help us on our path. He was definitely very inviting and welcoming.
Yeah. He's a fantastic guy, man. Yeah.
He knew that me coming into it, I had the least knowledge of how to actually get things done in a brewery. So he walked me through a lot of that stuff and got me my start in the brewery, and then, working side by side and letting me get a lot of hands-on instruction. Okay. Always willing to answer a question, always answering a question before it was even asked, really.
Okay. He's a great guy. Yeah. Roland's a good friend of mine. Yeah, I haven't seen him in a long time because he moved away, right? Well, to Taichung or whatever.
Yeah, I'll see him next week. We'll go down there and talk to him. He's a really nice guy. Anyway, now we're out of our big batches we're doing at Red Point because they have the biggest, most reasonable facility to work with, and they're nice guys. They know what they're doing. It's nice to finally have an English conversation and get things done, and everybody's on the same page.
Yeah.
Spencer
and Doug, man, they're good guys for sure.
Absolutely. And
Love Spencer.
They've definitely had their hand out to help us up and everything. It's good.
They're it's like the big brother to everyone in the industry almost.
We'll actually be there tomorrow brewing a batch too.
Oh yeah? Nice. Okay.
Yeah, so I'll see him pick up some supplies and stuff and have a chat.
Beautiful.
But we still have to work out of a few different places. We're even down to a very small brewery that does 400 liters, just for our experimental batches that we still want to be able to sell because you can't brew things at home and sell it.
Okay.
You just can't do that. That's
like legally?
Absolutely
or
not.
Or it's just, okay.
You can sell some to your friends if you want or something, but nothing can be consumed in you can't.
Oh, this is nice.
Yeah,
I haven't had the hop drop in a while, man. Cheers, man.
Absolutely.
I haven't had the hop drop in a while.
Hop drop's my go-to. I can't handle the Juicy Tango anymore.
It's strong, yeah?
It's strong, and if I want to have a few beers, that one just puts me under too quick.
But this is also like, what, 5.8?
Yeah, but that's a big difference.
What's the juicy 6?
It's 6.8, 6.7,
Oh,
6.8.
okay.
It's a fluctuation a little bit on it, but it's rated at 6.7.
Okay.
A percent is in a big beer, 500 cc's. Or
Yeah. Okay, that makes a difference, I guess.
That adds up.
Okay.
This is 600, isn't it?
This is 500. 500. Yeah.
So we're still out of a few places, and we can't close the door on any place because situations change. I mean, even with Red Point, we want to keep brewing some more, but we didn't set our schedule right, so we have to figure something out. You know, they get filled up too, and I mean they're busy.
What about when is to make the move to expand to make your own? I mean, maybe not Red Point size, but like 55th's got something going on, right? Like I don't know how close you are with Jack. I haven't seen his brewery, but I heard it's a small one, but it's doable, and I heard it's pretty awesome. And shout out to 55th Street Jack. Got to get him on the show. Love that guy.
Yeah, everyone has their different philosophies as far as size of the brewery. I appreciate the fact that Red Point went to the size that they brew at, about 3,000 liters at a time. And
that sounds huge.
It is huge.
Okay.
That's why it took us a long time to work up to their scale. Because we don't advertise. We don't do everything's still word of mouth, even for that company. We have very, very good customers that we absolutely appreciate that have been on our side from basically day one, and have pledged to help us when they can, and sell the products that we have. Of course, as long as we provide something good.
I learned about it from Raul. Like Raul's a good friend of mine. Raul's a good friend of mine. He actually was just here. He just left like 5 minutes before you guys came. Yeah, Raul's a good guy, man. He lives in the area, so I see him a lot. Yeah, good guy.
Yeah, he's great. He's helped us a lot. We've definitely in debt to him. I think he's trying his own brand too.
That's right. I think he's brewing with 55th, I believe.
Yeah. That guy's. See, he's at a pretty good scale for somebody to try something.
Yeah.
So we had to work up to Red Point because now we're done trying some of our stuff. We have to have our core lineup readily available.
Yep. Okay.
And that's the size
sense,
that we can handle.
I actually, when I opened this location, I did also a brew with 55th Jack. A friend of mine who was a home brewer, he made a like an amber lager, like a Mexican lager, like a Vienna lager, right? And he made it. It was good, and then we kind of gave the recipe to Jack, and we tweaked it, and we put it out, and we called it because this was the shop number 2 at the time. We called it Dos Eddies, right? Yeah. So it was.
I didn't know that.
It was pretty good. But it just everyone likes IPAs, and if it's a lager, it seems people just want a cheap light lager, right? So the amber lager, the Vienna lager, although it was good, it didn't move as well as we thought it should. The funny thing, we had a lot of travelers at the time. There's no COVID, so travelers were coming through, and they'd come in and they're like, Mexican restaurant, eh? And they look at my Taiwanese staff, and they're like, I'll take a Dos Equis. And my staff would be like, he must mean Dos Eddies, And he would just pour him a Dos Eddies, and they'd be like, hey, this is great. And we're like, yeah, he's got Dos Equis on tap. And they're like, yeah, Dos Eddies on tap. It was so funny to hear this conversation. I didn't say anything. I was like, yeah, I'm just going to let that slide. It was funny. It was good stuff, though, man.
How long ago was that?
5 years, man. Almost 6 years, man. Long time ago when we opened this one. Good? Take it easy, brother. Yeah, when we opened this one.
These are so hot.
Yeah, I know. Dude, you did good enough, man. That's enough, bro.
Can I get a couple more napkins, please?
Yeah, of course. You can have them all, man. You got the wet naps there as well. Those are the killers. Use them all up, man. Shoot. But yeah, man, you know what? You made it all the way through. And most people, when they come and they say, they don't think they'll be able to talk for very long, but we're just about at 2 hours.
Oh, you're talking for 2 hours?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, let's get a look at the time. It's almost 9. It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
So before we cut it, I want to, if you want anything to say, maybe give some advice to people that are trying to come up. They're trying to maybe open a brewery or open an eatery or some kind of anything like that. Any advice?
Man, absolutely try. If you have an entrepreneurial spirit and you're in Taiwan and you're willing to try something here, right. It'll be a long path if you're doing it by yourself.
It's a long path,
but I mean, it's doable. I would not do it. Is basically my advice. If you have any inkling to try to do something here, I would do it. Especially if you're from America, the land of regulation. There's no way I'd be able to do half of the stuff that I've done.
Same
in America.
Canada's the same.
You know,
taxes through the roof. Forget about it.
I mean, we're not doing anything shady or anything, but everything's reported to the government. But the government here is just better.
Yeah,
I agree. Say that honestly.
Okay.
They've allowed. No, I mean they've allowed me to do what
we want to do. I agree.
That's it. Just tell me what you want to do, and they'll say, "All right, go ahead, try for it."
Yeah. I think it's good. Yeah.
So
no, I have to say definitely. Yeah, I'd have to agree. Go for it. If you want to try something, then just go for it. You're here. What's the worst that could happen? You fail, you learn something. Fail forward, right?
But even if you do fail, and I wouldn't say I failed, but I did some things that didn't work out as, I mean, I don't consider it a failure, though, because I tried and I had a goal. It didn't work out as good as I wanted to, but it definitely opened the door to something else.
Yeah, I agree.
Every single thing opened the door to something else.
Agree 100%.
And other people saw me trying or willing to take that chance, and that's allowed me to have a lot more chances, too.
Okay.
So, yeah, I would
Sounds
definitely.
Good, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. I want to thank you for coming out, my man.
Great questions. It was good to talk
I'm gonna see if I can get out to the fight club. I'm gonna see if I can get out.
You're welcome anytime.
It's like
come for the whole thing, because the beginning is the most brutal part.
Okay. You scare me out the door on the beginning. Right. Thank you guys for watching the show. Appreciate it. Thank this guy for coming out. If you're ever in Xindian, try out the Shack. 2 locations. Now available in Baishawan on weekends, right?
Chenchuan.
I'm sorry.
A little bit closer.
A little bit closer. Chenchuan, yeah. So check it out. Good food, good beers,
Thanks
good
a lot,
people.
Eddie. Great wings.
Thanks for watching the show. We'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.